Hello everyone, welcome back to GitK Photography. This is your man GitK, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to color grade your images in Lightroom, and I'll be sharing the presets for a token to support the channel. You can also check out our digital store for amazing digital products like actions, presets, Luts, gradient maps, and many more. Now let's dive in. So this image right here is a random photo from a wedding I shot some few months back, and that's what we'll be using today. So let me reset everything and let's proceed. We come to settings and reset the whole thing. Yes, I cropped the image. So first thing first, I'm going to crop the image. That is if it's necessary. Yes, I'll be sharing these photos as well if you want to follow along. Yes, so you can press R on your keyboard or come here. So just press R on your keyboard to activate the crop tool, and then change the aspect ratio, and you come to the original aspect. Choose your preferred aspect ratio, but I'll be posting this image on Instagram, so I'm going for the 4:5 to fit the Instagram frame, and as well adjust it. Yes, so when cropping your images, make sure you are using the grade rule. That is, make sure your subject is in the middle. Yes, so I'm trying as much as possible to frame her in the middle, and also her surrounding as well. So once you are done, you can press enter or just double click, and there you go. So first things first, you're about to do the color correction, and color correction simply means just adjusting the brightness, the highlights, and also correcting the colors. Yes, and then color grading also simply means changing the feel or the mood of the image or the scene. So that's what we'll be doing today. So what I normally do is I boost in the contrast a little, and that's what it does the magic. Yes, and then take down my highlights, boost my shadows a little, and the thing here is highlights and whites almost work the same. So when I take down my highlights, I take down my whites as well. Yes, that is if it fits the image. Yes, and then shadows and black also are related, or they do the same thing. Yes, so when I boost in my shadows, I rather drag down the blacks a little to balance the sliders over here. Yes, so go back a little, and that's okay. For this image, I'm not going to retouch it, so I need lots of details in it. I'm just going to push in my clarity a little, and then as well the haze. What the haze actually does is, you just see for an example, when you take it to the left, this is what it does the image. If you take it to the right, this is what it does to the image. So I just need a little of popping out the colors in the images. So I'm just going to bring in a little dehaze. It's going to take off any over whiten or over exposed lights in the image. Yes, I'm not going to touch the vibrance and saturation because I don't need it this time around. So quickly we move to the HSL or the color. Yes, so I'm going to explain certain things here. The orange color simply means the skin tone. Anytime you are dragging oranges, make sure it affects the skin tone. And the colors that made up the skin tones are the orange, red, and sometimes yellow. Yes, so what I do is I don't touch the hue of the orange. And the saturation as well, I just boost the color, the luminance, which is brighten up the skin tone. So for example, if you take it too much, you see what it does to the skin tone, and also if you take it down, see what it does to the skin tone. So I'm just going to give it a little brightness. I feel this is okay, and then I come to reds as well, apply the same procedure. Yes, and yellow. Yes, so sometimes if you check the sliders, you can use the saturation to check them. So now you can see yellows are visible on the hair, so we can try to boost the yellows to make the hair very nice or colorful. As well, take down the luminance a little, just to add more contrast in the hair. And then we can see greens are more in this photo because of the green carpet over there. So we select greens, then you manipulate the greens to your preferred choice. So I don't want to change the feel of the green, I just want to maintain it, but I rather boost the greens a little. So I go to the saturation of the greens and then boost it a little, take down the luminance, that is the brightness. Luminance actually means the brightness of the color. So either you take down the brightness or boost it rather. So yeah, And don't worry if your color aspect is like this, you can as well change it to the HSL. Yes, but I feel this way is the simplest, because once you select a color, you already have the hue, saturation, and then the luminance. Yes, unless like the HSL, you have to come to every aspect and then do it. I feel it's time consuming. Yeah, so I think this is time convenient as well, so you can follow this procedure. And then we come to the blues. There are not much blues here, but I would like to boost it a little, just a little, because of the picture over here. And then we don't see purple and magentas in this image, so you not even go to the aspects. We can also see aquas in this image. So once you are done, we quickly move to the color grading aspect. That is the game changer over here. So when you come to the color grading, you can choose colors to give to the shadows, the midtones, and as well the highlights. These three things makes up the skin tone or the image. Yes, so you can choose to place a color in every part where you find shadows at. So these parts are shadows in the dress, inside the hair, this part, and everywhere you can see shadows available. So you can just drag the color grading wheel to your specified color choice, but I always like a tint of blue in my shadows. Yeah, so I drag it around this area, and then as well it follows the same procedure for the color. So when it comes to luminance as well, you can choose to brighten up the shadows or rather take it down, but obviously taking it up rather messes up the image, so you just bring it down a little and then reduce on the effect, that is the saturation of the blue in the shadows. Yes, and then I always move my midtones. That is, anytime you select the midtones, you have to know that, you have to keep it in mind that it affects the skin tone rather, or anything orange. Yes, so this time I want to color grade my image and as well color grade the skin tone at the same time. So as we've said earlier on, the skin tone always lies under the orange or the yellow and sometimes the red, and we can see it visible over here. So just drag this to the orange aspect, or let's say warm aspect. Yes, and then you can either brighten it up or take it down, reduce the brightness a little, but I want to take it up a little, not too much, and as well reduce it because it's too much. It's actually making the image too warm. Yes, so reduce it a little. And lastly, we come to the highlights. So the highlights, actually you can see highlights everywhere. Yes, so you're going to choose the kind of color to give to the highlights. I normally like this kind of light blue fill. Yes, and later take down the saturation a little. Yeah, and this is how I change the mood and then the feel of my image. So simply, let's see the before and after of the color grading aspect. So after, before, and we've changed the mood and then the feel of this image. So lastly, what you are going to do is come to the lens correction, and then I remove my chromatic aberration if there is any. Especially I do this for outdoor images. Yes, and then I later come to the calibration and then just boost in my blue primary saturation. So I just increase it a little, and here I go. So let's check the before and after. Yes, this is what we have. Yes, so if you want to get this kind of feel, as I said earlier on, I'm going to share the presets for just some few tokens, and you can also follow the video to do the same. So this is where we end, and please like this video as well, share it to other photographer friends or any beginner you know out there, and also let me know if you want me to be making similar videos like this. I'll grant your request as well, and stay tuned for another amazing video next time. Peace out.